They say a mother's love has no limits, but sometimes love can blind you. Meet Margaret Thompson, a 70-year-old retired nurse from Boise, Idaho. For 30 long years, she worked endless hospital shifts, saving every penny for her son's future. When her husband passed away, she told herself, "At least I still have Daniel. He's my reason to live." But she never knew that reason would one day break her heart. In 2020, Daniel and his wife Kayla moved back home after their coffee shop failed. No jobs, no money, no plan. Daniel called one night, his voice shaking. "Mom, we're about to be evicted. Can you help?" Margaret didn't think twice. $1,500 sent that same day. Then $800 for the car. Then $2,000 for Kayla's debt. Over 5 years, she sent them $48,000, nearly half her savings. Every time she thought it would be the last, they came with another story. No calls, no visits, no birthdays, just "Mom, we need help." But mothers forgive. That's what they do. Until one day, forgiveness runs out. March 2025. Margaret's neighbor Carol came by with her phone. "Margaret, did you know Daniel's getting married?" Margaret froze. Married? Her only son? She hadn't heard a word. Her heart raced. She called Daniel right away. "Are you engaged?" He hesitated. "Yeah, Mom. It's no big deal. We're keeping it small." Small? Margaret had paid their rent for years. Still, she smiled through the pain. "I'd love to help plan it." "We'll let you know," Daniel said. Weeks passed. Then came the punch. Facebook post. Wedding photos by the lake. Kayla in white. Daniel smiling. Kayla's parents cheering. But Margaret? Not invited. Not even told. The $1,200 she sent for wedding flowers used to fund the ceremony she wasn't welcome to. Her chest tightened. She stared at the screen, whispering, "How could you?" 10 days later, Kayla called like nothing happened. "We need $400 for the electric bill." Margaret took a long breath and said, "I only help people who treat me like family." Then she hung up. For the first time in 70 years, she said no. A week later, a knock on the door. Daniel and Kayla stood there, with a stranger in a cheap suit. "Mom," Daniel said, "this is Mr. Larson. He's a financial advisor. He wants to help you manage your money." Margaret frowned. "Help me?" Kayla smiled sweetly. "We're worried, Margaret. You've been acting strange." They weren't worried, they wanted control. The man slid a paper toward her. Power of attorney. One signature and they'd own her accounts. Margaret's hands trembled. Then she straightened her back. "Get out," she said calmly. Daniel slammed the table. "This isn't over." But Margaret was done being quiet. A week later, she got a letter, a lawsuit. Her own son claimed she was mentally unfit to manage her finances. They wanted a judge to hand them her savings, the same money she'd worked her whole life for. But they didn't know Margaret had fight left in her. She hired Susan Carter, an attorney with a voice sharp as glass. "Margaret," Susan said, "they've been abusing you financially. We'll bury them in court." And that's exactly what they did. The courtroom was silent. Daniel sat there pretending to cry. Kayla called Margaret her second mom. Their lawyer claimed she was confused, unstable, manipulated. But Susan stood tall. She showed the judge every bank transfer, every message. $48,000 gone, and not one repayment. "Mrs. Thompson is fully competent," the judge said. Case dismissed. Daniel's face turned pale. Margaret had won not just her money but her dignity. A month later, her phone rang. Daniel again. "Mom, we're sorry. We messed up. We're being evicted." Margaret's voice was calm. "You made your choice, Daniel. Now live with it." She hung up. That day, she packed her things, sold her old house, and moved into a cozy condo downtown. She donated $15,000 to elder abuse victims and booked a ticket to Italy. For the first time in decades, her life was hers. And as she stood by the window watching the sunset, she whispered, "Some lessons, they have to be learned the hard way."